In OpenTTD you have the options for your trains to wait for full load before they set off to drop off their cargo. But is it actually better to make them wait for full load, or is it also fine if they just pick up whatever is waiting for them? In this video I will show you the differences between these two methods. What is going on everybody, Powell here, and today I will tell you if it's actually better to wait for full load or not. And in order to see what is the best method, I have created a simple setup right here. A cargo line running from a coal mine to a power plant. We set up to support multiple trains on the line, but as you can see I will run this scenario also with a single train on the line. I've created 4 scenarios for this. 1 train without full loading, 2 trains without full loading, 1 train with full loading, and 2 trains with full loading. Each scenario I've run over 4 times. This to take into account any randomness that might occur. Each run lasted for 9 full years, starting from January 1991 and ending in December 1999. And at the end of each year I've noted the following stats. The rating for the coal station, which starts at 0. The production of the coal mine, which starts at 144 tons. The revenue my trains have made, rounded down to 1,000. And the profits I made after all my expenses were extracted from my revenue, also rounded down to 1,000. In total I've run this scenario 16 times, and here are my findings. During each run the numbers on the production, revenue and profit all were exactly the same down to the last ton and euro. It means that the random factor in OpenTTD is actually not that random, but rather based on predetermined factors, because in each of my 4 runs, for the 4 different scenarios, each train broke down on the exact same moment and for the exact same amount of time. And the only thing that fluctuated ever so slightly was the rating on the coal station, but only by 1 or 2 points. Fairly insignificant for this test, as we can see in the end result. Now first let's take a look at the production rate of the coal mine. In the first scenario we see a harsh drop in production, with then a fairly stable rate. Near the end of the scenario we can see a little spike in production, but then it slowed down again. If we then add the production result from the second scenario, with 2 trains, still no full loading, we see that the production rate is quite stable at the beginning, but with a very harsh drop near the end of the scenario. Not sure what has caused that, but yeah, that is what it is. If we then add the production result of the third scenario, we see where we start using full load, we again see a pretty harsh drop in the beginning of the scenario. Then the production rate is very stable, and near the end of the scenario we can see a big increase in production rate there. And last but not least, when adding the fourth scenario, or the results of the fourth scenario, we again see a very stable start with a small drop of midway, but near the end of the scenario we can see a very high increase, even earlier, or bigger increase step compared to the third scenario. So yeah, as in terms for production result, it is better to wait for full load. Now the results of the rating of the station. We only have the coal station where we get a rating, because that is the station where we are loading stuff. The drop-off station you don't get a rating on, because you are only dropping stuff right there. In the first scenario we start of course with a rating of 0, and then have a jump to almost 70 out of 100. Not great, not terrible. But as you can see, after that each year sees a small decline until we reach around the 50% mark. So we can definitely do better there. And in the second scenario we already see that, some great improvement. First jump goes to 75%. Decline is also much smaller, albeit we still lose a total of 10 points after 9 years. A little bit over 1 point each year lost there. Then the third scenario, we even topple that with a jump to 85%, with a slightly bigger drop off in near the end of the scenario, but when the production spiked for the coal mine, we can also see a spike in rating for the station, ending up just ever above 80%. And in the fourth scenario the numbers are not so different anymore. We even have a bigger jump up to over 90%, but that is of course very good. Then we have a small drop to about 82%, and that is then a very steady line. So again, waiting for full load is better. And last but not least, let's take a look at the revenue and profit. In the first scenario we made each year a decent revenue, well enough to grow our capital each year after expenses, so we made a decent profit over there, and we can see that the flow of revenue and profit follows very much the production rate of the coal mine. Of course, higher production means more transportation, meaning more money. In the second scenario, we made some more money. Production was also slightly higher, but since we transported more overall, we made also more money overall. And even with some higher expenses for running 2 trains, we still made more money than the first scenario. And even with the large dip in production rate near the end of the second scenario, we still made about the same money as the first scenario. In the third scenario, we see a very stable line of revenue and profit, and again they follow the rate of production, with at the end of the scenario the production rose, so did our profits. And in the fourth scenario we can clearly see where one train just delivered at the end of the year, marking a steep drop in the year after that, and again a high profit there at the end of the scenario when the production of the coal mine spiked very much. At the end of the first scenario, my total profits were 1,054,000 euros. In the second scenario, my total profits were 1,385,000. In the third scenario, my total profits were 1,500,000, almost 500,000 euros. And in the fourth scenario, my total profits were 1,541,000 euros. So overall, you make more money when you wait for full load. So to conclude all this information, it is indeed better to always set your trains at industries to wait for full load. It gives you a higher rating at your station, production of your industry will rise faster, and you will make more money more quickly. And with higher production rates you will also make more money, of course. Now, to see what the difference are between each cargo type in terms of money, you can check out my video on the screen. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video.